It's the Mahatma Randy Show.
Pretending to type. Oh, hello. I did not see you there. Welcome to episode 56 of the Mahatma Randy Show, which may not be my last episode ever, but it's certainly going to be my last episode for a while. I had intended to do a different episode today. I was going to do one about how I miss my high school friend John Bennett. It was going to be pretty funny, and I have some video footage of us in high school that I was going to loop over the top of it. And, I began to wonder why the hell I would do that. I mean, no one's going to see it. It's not that funny. Nobody really cares about high school adventures from 37 years ago. And in fact, I got to wondering why I was looking at doing these at all. Today is my birthday, and I am 55, and whereas any sane person would have thought, why am I doing this damn show years ago, like when they turned 40, I waited until now, because while I'm not an optimistic person, I'm certainly not a pessimistic one, or at least not in a traditional sense. But I don't think I'm going to do this anymore, or at least not for a long time, because I've been doing YouTube stuff for about 7 years now, and nobody watches it. Here, I'll show you. If I go to my channel, let's look at my videos, and sort by most popular. Okay, look at the numbers here. On this one, I've got 118,000 views, which is entirely an accident because I included the name Power Rangers in the title as a joke. And then the next biggest one with 444 views is a clip from SCTV. 290 views on a Stargate thing I did. 261 views of a ELO cover I did years and years and years ago, which sucks, by the way. Me reading one of my stories got 134 views. Some of my original music has got like 171. But the thing is that if you look at the episodes of my own show that I've done, it's all pretty pathetic. Here, let me sort them out by recency. So last week, original story, 23 views. The week before that, 21 views, 9 views, 21 views, 35 views, 29, 50, 33, 47, 30, 31, 48, 43 views. And I put a lot of effort into that one. 12 views for 29, 28. It's really depressing to see 28 views, to see how few people are paying attention to anything that I do. And it makes you wonder why you do it. Down here, this one's been up for 7 years, it's got 35. And if we look at my books, you can see that I've written a bunch of them. I've got like 10 books, right? But does anybody buy them? Let's take a look. This one is a novel I co-wrote, 2 reviews. Probably my second best book, 3 reviews, and that's been up since 2015. My most recent book came out in 2020, 6 reviews. It is actually my best book, but nobody's reading it. My stupid poetry, 2. Honestly, I think 2 is too high for that one, because my poetry sucks. This one came out in 2015, 4 reviews. My third best book came out in 2015. No, it was actually older than that. Anyway, the point is 6 reviews, 8 reviews for my first book, 3 reviews for my third book. My son's book got 5 when I co-wrote with him. My best of only got 10. My point here is that I'm beating my brains out writing stuff, and nobody's reading it. So, pretty pathetic numbers, right? And you get to wonder why you're beating your head against the wall. Yeah, I mean, initially you're thinking, okay, I'm funny, I'm likable, I'm quirky. That's exactly what YouTube viewers look for and then follow. But I'm not really any of those things, am I? I mean, I'm modestly amusing in a one-to-one kind of thing. If you're in the room with me, I'm fun, but I'm not particularly telegenic, especially given my rapidly expanding chin. And it's become increasingly obvious that, after 7 years and only having 300 or so followers, most of whom do not check out most of my videos, there's not really a point to continuing to make those kinds of videos. It's not like I'm going to get discovered. It's not like people are going to suddenly line up and consider me some hot new talent or even the equivalent of a cute chick playing a ukulele. I do have ukuleles around here somewhere, but I've never learned to play them. And of course, I'm not a cute chick. Or a handsome guy. And in a larger sense, I'm not sure why I'm writing anymore. I mean, the most recent thing that I've started doing is reading some of my short stories from my many books. I've written 10. And nobody reads them. Oh, that reminds me, I should probably put an ad for my book in here. Hey, today I am recommending the novel After Conquest by my son Beowulf Shans, who wrote it. I provided a little bit of assistance, but I am essentially a hired gun here. It's his book. Here is a review from Kimberly Evans, 5 out of 5 stars. Definitely recommend this book. It has been a while since I have come across a science fiction book that is so out of the box. I really enjoyed this book and was able to complete it in 3 sittings. The book is broken into short chapters which allow the reader a chance to read a little at a time and yet learn so much about what is happening. On my end, I just wanted to keep reading to find out what was happening elsewhere in the universe. 5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, please do pick up a copy. There is a link in the descriptions below that'll take you to it. You can get it in Dead Tree format or in ebook format, whichever fits your busy lifestyle better. Thank you. And we're back. So, as I was saying, nobody reads my books, nobody watches my videos. I have beat my brains out writing 10 pretty good books, except for the poetry one, that's garbage. There's not really any reward for it. Again, I never expected to be a rock star, I never expected to be a superstar, but, if I was making enough money selling my dumb books to pay for a tank of gas every month, that would put me way above most self-published authors, and I would be happy to do it. But then, I guess about 5 years ago, I started to get discouraged, and I did my penultimate book, and then The Cure of Feeding and Nightmares, and then I never really got my motivation back. So after about 5 years, I decided to just slap together a bunch of stories that were in varying stages of completion and publish that, which is this one here, which is a clearinghouse of all of my old stories. And, nobody's bought it. It is actually probably my best or second best book, but nobody's bought it. And I don't see what the point is. When I started doing this, and I wasn't having any success, like a decade ago, 12 years ago, I thought, well, you write because you can't not write, because you're hypergraphic, because you need to tell stories because it is compulsion. But the fact of the matter is that I'm kind of lying to myself. Some people definitely do feel that way, and I feel that way on occasion. But the fact is, stories need an audience. You can only write for your own edification for so long before you start to get depressed over your lack of success, and you start to wonder why you're doing it, and you come to the conclusion that there is no reason to do it. On top of that, I have been grievously sick for 4 years now. I've been hospitalized. I've been in chemo. I don't have cancer, but I require an awful lot of different medications to keep me alive. Fistful of pills every morning and injections. My medical bills last year came to, I think, about $800,000. And, you know, we're in the middle of a plague that isn't going to end anytime soon. Yesterday they announced, or the day before they announced, that they probably had undercounted the numbers of COVID victims. Instead of it being about 7 million like they had assumed, it's actually probably closer to 21 million around the world, which is depressing. And of course, Russia has invaded Ukraine, and thousands of people are dying, and the economy is crashing. And, you know, I feel like we're this close to a civil war, close enough to a civil war that I can't actually post a lot of the things that I want to, because honestly, I started getting afraid that people were gonna kill me or beat me up. I'm not naturally paranoid. I don't think anybody's out to get me. At the same time, I am an annoying person who doesn't really fit easily into any regular box in society. I don't join things. I'm not a follower. I'm not a joiner. And, oh my God, people hate that. And I just don't know why I'm doing any of this. I'm not finding an audience. I'm not making any money. The people who are subscribed don't check for new stuff. I am not going to be found out. I'm not going to be found. I'm not going to be discovered. I'm not going to be successful. And today, being my 55th birthday, kind of come face to face with that, you know? There are little kids in bomb shelters in Ukraine right now. There are old ladies and the crippled who are being forced to walk to safety in other countries in crazy cold weather. The price of gas is up to $4.25 a gallon in my area. I mean, my problems are stupid and small, and they don't really amount to much. And I have no right to complain about having enough to eat, about having a roof over my head. But at the same time, it doesn't hurt any less, you know? You get to a point where you look in the mirror and you realize that what you see is all that will ever be. And so, in the words of Londo Malari, you either deal with it or you learn to stop looking in mirrors. So, I think this is the last one of these that I'm going to do. Certainly it's the last one of these that I'm going to do for a long time. I will probably continue to post me reading some of my original stories for a while. I'm not sure why. They haven't found an audience and they're not gonna. But hope springs eternal. So I guess that's it. That's pretty much all I've got to say. Probably not forever, but maybe. I don't know. So that's pretty much it. Go the hell away. Pretending to type, pretending to type, pretending to type, pretending to type.